To be continued.
You're listening to TFP, the fan's perspective.
So I wanted to talk about the United Fight League.
Okay.
And this caught my eye. You guys know that I'm a huge MMA fan. We talk fights on here. We talk UFC a lot. One of the big things that always comes up with the UFC is, and with MMA fighters, is that these guys don't have health insurance. This is a huge problem for the sport and for the guys, and especially with leaving the sport. And fight careers aren't necessarily that long for people. So they put their body at a huge risk
and don't have health insurance.
Insurance.
Word. That's
and
nuts.
And most of the time,
my ass with no health insurance.
Don't have no retirement and shit. So anyway, so this caught my eye, the United Fight League, because this league has got a couple things different. One of the things is that they are offering all fighters health care.
Okay.
So they're providing health care for all their fighters, plus life insurance as well.
Let's go. And
another thing that's different about it, they're offering a stake in the company to each of the fighters.
Okay.
So I found like that was super interesting alone. And then here's a couple of things that are a little, I'd say, weird, but they have some cool guys as the face of it, or working with the organization, who are overseeing how fighters are treated. And that's Frank Mir, legend in the sport.
Former champion, beat Brock Lesnar.
Rampage Jackson.
Oh, Rampage.
Another
absolute legend.
And Tito Ortiz, one of the OGs, another legend, all Hall of Famers.
3 former champions. Tito Ortiz is a little bit, loco.
He's a little loco sometimes when you see him out there.
His city council run was pretty wild.
Yeah, he's got some crazy stuff out there in the news. But I love Tito's fight career, and
this is good. I mean, benefits for fighters is a good thing.
Yeah.
I don't care who does it, as long as they're doing it proper.
My boy Tito.
What I was gonna say, the weird part about it, which I don't know how good this is gonna go, is that they're having a 6th division Grand Prix, total of 48 men and women. It's a championship Grand Prix, right? But it's starting today, and it's only streaming on Rumble. So
a little tough for access wise.
Yeah, that's tough.
I might try to support that though. I think I'm gonna. I mean, unless they're trying to charge an arm and a leg, which I doubt.
I love the concept. Giving fighters insurance,
and
giving
I like
them a
those
stake
guys
in the company.
Yeah, I like Tito, man.
I like Rampage a lot. I like the job he's done.
Man.
And Frank Mir's been in the sport forever,
Yeah, all 3 of these guys I've been watching forever. So
yeah.
Him and Shannon Cannon were going back and forth for a while. I thought they were going to do like one of those fights,
celebrity fights.
Yeah, man. But I think they were saying like Shannon the Cannon is just too brolic.
That would be a bad boxing match.
Like he'll kill him. Like,
I don't want to see that.
He's too fucking tough.
Yeah. Well, these older guys, man, they were legends and monsters in their day. Obviously, they're much older now, out of their prime, but their willingness to still get in there and
it's pretty wild, man.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Evander went in there. He ain't come out too sharp though.
Oof.
Holyfield went down.
Yeah, but speaking of past their prime, but still doing the damn thing.
Let's go.
And another independent promotion from the majors, Gamebred Boxing Promotions has an event. That's
right. Masvidal's got an event.
Okay,
that card looked very interesting.
And Jorge Masvidal got a pretty big name that from our youth. Roy Jones Jr. is boxing Anthony Pettis.
Oh,
so Roy Jones Jr. needs no introduction. Anthony Pettis, former UFC lightweight champion. They'll be going at it. The card also has some interesting names on it that are interesting fights. Jose Aldo is boxing Jeremy Stevens. Vitor Belfort is boxing with Jacare Sousa. And one of my favorite female fighters, B. Wen, is fighting Emily Whitmer, who's also a former UFC fighter.
Okay.
So these are independent promotions starting from former fighters or current fighters who were, big in the sport. But now they're giving opportunities to more fighters and giving just bigger chances. There's more venues. There's more opportunity. There's ways to make money without having to be signed to the UFC, where it sounds more and more like the fighters are kind of getting into tough spots. And we're seeing more fighters leave. PFL and ONE FC are both starting to get fighters that, you know, you might have expected to stick with the UFC longer?
Yeah, you know what, the hope is that the UFC will one day offer these guys a full package, you know, full health kit coverage while they're in, plus some form of like being covered when they're out, or some way to do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Although it sounds like we're going the opposite way. Like, there's recent news that UFC contracts have gotten worse, that there's NDAs being added to them, and there's more like limitations to those contracts. Although I need to do a deeper look into that. I'm like speaking from reading Twitter talk, so maybe I'm exaggerating, you know, or maybe I'm getting an exaggerated version.
It's not.
But it's something to keep an eye on.
It's not really difficult to believe, though.
Yeah.
Considering all the contract talk and the fighters and this and that, and you know, just people. I mean, God, they just lost Ngannou. But, you know, shout out, though, to United Fight League and what they're doing over there. Shout out to Jorge Masvidal for his promotion, putting on a great card and getting some of those fighters back in there.
And I'd rather watch on TV, either one of those on TBS, either of those promotions, than watching stupid-ass slap league. Sorry, no interest.
Yeah. But, you know, I guess I'm going to pray that maybe one day something will happen and UFC will have no choice but to, you know, cover these dudes.
Actually, well, I think the competition is the key. Having these fighters have alternatives that are actually really taking away talent from them and competing for talent and, you know, ratings.
Well, we'll also see what happens with the Ali Act.
Yeah, that's the other part.
Okay. For sure.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break.
I need more coffee.
And we will be right back.
Pow.